Hey everyone, this is Danny, and today I want to share my fountain pen and ink collection with you. It should be a pretty short video because I don't have that many of either, but I wanted to share it anyway since some of y'all seemed interested. So let me just show you, I'll move my pens out of the way and I'll show you the inks because I don't have that many. I have a few, kind of a lot, of ink samples. I keep them in this little box that I got at Kaweco for $1.50. I don't want to have this many. I just wanted to try different colors, and I got a bunch of samples for my birthday. So I have them in here just in case there's a spill, it'll fall on the box and not on anything else. But I do keep this little box on my desk so that I'm able to grab the inks whenever I need. And then the rest of my inks, let's see, I had 2 ink bottles and the rest of them I got more recently. So I had this one, which I think it's Pilot Yoroshizuku. I don't know how to pronounce that, but I think it's called Old Man Winter in English. And it's a gray ink. I should have probably shown you swatches, huh? I'll try and maybe include swatches at the end. It's a gray ink, and I bought this because I watched a video and a girl said that it was a quick drying gray ink, so I bought that. And then I also had a bottle of Lexington Gray. This is from Noodlers, and I bought this because Allie Brown recommended it because it's bulletproof. It's a pretty nice gray. This is a cooler blue, more like a blue gray, and this one is a more true gray. I don't really watercolor on top of writing, so I totally bought this because it was a recommendation and it was an impulse. I don't really love the gray, but I have 2 bottles of gray ink, so there's that. These I got for my birthday. Well, I bought myself with my birthday money. But these 2 are from Birmingham Pens. I've mentioned them before in my Hobonichi Cousin video. This is Albert Einstein Relative Cadmium and Andy Warhol Pop Art Purple. I really like both of these colors. They're really, really pretty. Then I got these 2 bottles of Noodlers ink. This is Eel Cactus Fruit, which is kind of like a fuchsia. And this is Rachmaninoff from Noodlers. Also, it's a very, very bright pink. It's not usually stained. That was me. When I first opened it, it just like spilled everywhere. Pro tip, by the way, if you ever buy a bottle of Noodlers ink, be very careful when you open it because they're full to the brim. All 3 of them have been full to the brim and I've spilled every single one. This is Pilot Yoroshizuku Ebisu, I don't know. This was a 100th anniversary blue, and it's just really, really pretty. It's a light blue, and I wanted something from the anniversary, but I couldn't afford any of the pens. So I got a bottle of the ink instead. And lastly, the most recent addition to my collection is this Lamy Petrol. I found it at a local stationery store. They had it on like 40% off plus like an additional 20% or something. It was ridiculously inexpensive, and I wanted to try this color. I'd seen a recipe to mix this color on Reddit, and I wanted to try and mix it, but I found a bottle of the actual thing because it was a limited edition color and it was so cheap, so I picked it up. But anyway, that's my ink collection. I don't really want any more bottles of ink. Unless you really like a color, I wouldn't recommend buying a bottle because there's so much of it. Or share with friends, which is what I've been doing. But let's get into the fountain pens. So I keep the fountain pens that are inked in this pouch. I just inked this one so that I could show you how it writes. And I was going to ink this one, but I forgotten that I didn't have a converter for it, so I'm not going to do that. But I have a comparable one inked, so you'll be able to see that. So this is a Rhodia dot pad, just to show you how the pens write. The very first one is a Pilot Kakuno. I bought the one with the yellow cap because I like yellow. It's a plastic barrel with a fine steel nib. It's kind of cute. It has a little winky face on it. And I just inked this with Albert Einstein Relative Cadmium from Birmingham Pens. I don't know what inks I have in my other ones. I wrote it down, but I don't want to pull out my notebook. So I know that this is this one, but I'll put the rest of the ink names on the screen for you as I write with them so you can see what they're called. And this is a super inexpensive pen. It's a really nice one too. Like if you want to kind of see what nibs you like, this is a Japanese nib. So it's a lot finer than Western nibs. Like if you get a German nib or something like that, it'll be a lot more broad than this. And I don't know how to swatch fountain pens. I'm not like an expert. I'm not very good at cursive, so I guess I can write hello. Hello. And the ink is not this dark. It's more like this color here. I think my nib was dirty and I forgot to clean it. Sorry about that. Next, I'll just show you this guy. This is a Kaweco Skyline Special Edition in metallic purple with a stainless fine point nib. And this was a gift from a friend. I bought the clip separately and I bought the chrome one to match the Skyline. It's a really pretty pen. I really like it. Kaweco's, these are plastic barrels and they're super, super lightweight and just kind of fun to have. And I feel like they're better quality than like a Lamy Safari. I've had Safaris before and they crack, but I haven't had that problem with the Kaweco's, so highly recommend. Then I'll show you my next one. This is also a plastic barrel. This is a Kaweco Classic Sport in Sunset with a stainless gold-plated nib in fine point. And the only reason that I know, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think the only reason this is a Skyline and this is a Classic is because Skyline has the chrome finishing and the chrome nib, and the Classic has the gold-plated nib and the gold finish. And like I said, I don't remember what inks I have in here, so I will put it on the screen for you. And then my workhorse, this is my Kaweco, I say AL Sport, I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce it, but it's aluminum Sport in the stonewashed black. So it is aluminum. It's heavier than the plastic because it's aluminum and it has the chrome stainless steel nib, and this is an extra fine. This ink is super inky. It's usually a little finer than this, but and it's meant to be scratched up like that. That's what it looked like when I bought it. It's gotten more scratched up because I've had it a couple years. I bought it because I didn't want to be afraid to scratch it, so it was already scratched. This is my least expensive pen. This is a Wing Sung 618 in a fine nib, and I got this on eBay. It's really pretty. It's like it's got a hooded nib and it's got like really pretty detail. Oh, and I know this has the Lamy Petrol in it. Actually, I recognize it. 618. This is a fine. I don't think I had a choice. I think they only come in fine. This is a Sailor 1911 Prophet limited edition pro color in aqua blue with an extra fine stainless nib. It's really pretty. I think you will notice after all of the rest of them, but I really like demonstrator pens. I think they're the best. I like to see the inside of the pen, and I don't know, I just like it. So this is one of my favorites. I love the color. Then I have this other one. Oh, neither of one of these are inked. I thought I had inked this one. Sorry. Maybe I'll show you how to ink it at the end. This is a Sailor 1911 Prophet Junior in dark gray with a stainless medium fine nib. So all of these unscrew. This one has the clear feed. I just like the smoky gray body, so I got that. And then I have 3 more. I gave a bunch of my fountain pens away to friends recently. This is a Pilot Vanishing Point. This is in the deep yellow. I think it's known as deep yellow in Japan. With an 18 karat gold fine nib. It's running out of ink. That's one thing I don't love about this pen, is that it doesn't hold very much ink. I think I'm actually gonna sell it because it doesn't hold that much ink. It doesn't get me through one letter. I write really long letters. I do love that it's a clicker pen. It's a good pen. It's nice. It feels good in the hand. It's a good size. The clip doesn't get in the way of my grip or anything like that. It's just, it doesn't hold very much ink with the converter. But it is a really pretty pen and I do enjoy writing with it. I just wish it held a little more ink. Next, my 2 favorites. So this is a Sailor limited edition Pro Gear in Hawaiian Ripe. I have the one with the 14 karat gold in an extra fine nib. I love this pen. It's so pretty. You can post it. I don't usually because I write at my desk and this doesn't roll away, but you can post it. Sailor makes the prettiest pens, in my opinion. I just caught up on my letter writing, and so I haven't filled my pens back up. I feel like Sailor makes the finest nibs too. They're so pretty. They're just, look at the detail in this. Can you see? I don't know if it's gonna focus. It's so beautiful. And this is my birthday pen. I got it for my birthday this year with my birthday money, and I had been wanting it for so long. This is a Sailor limited edition Pro Gear, and I'm going to say it, but it's probably wrong. Saijiki Kohakuzuki. I don't know. I'm gonna put it on the screen. It's beautiful. Again, look at that detail on the nib. It's so pretty. So yeah, those are my fountain pens. I'm happy with the ones that I have. I'll show you. I just filled that Kakuno, so I have yellow water, but I will fill this one so I can show you how I do it. And I can show you a medium fine with the gray. I'll show you the Old Man Winter one. So I remove my converter, pen body, the nib and feed, and then my converter. I've got the Old Man Winter. I usually like to have a little mat down so that I don't spill any ink. But what you'll need to do it cleanly, you don't have to have one of these, but I just am weird about how I fill my pens. I try and not get ink on my fingers. Clearly I don't succeed, but I try. So I take a blunt tip needle. You can get these from Goulet Pens, Amazon. I think I bought like a huge bag of them on Amazon. And you just fill your converter. I always take too much from the bottle. Always close your bottle of ink before you mess with your stuff because you don't want to spill. Then you just pop that guy back on, turn it over. Gravity will do its thing. This one's kind of fun to watch. I don't really like clear feeds because I feel like they look cheap, but you'll see it's easy to tell on a clear nib once the ink hits the feed because it turns the color of the ink. So there it goes. Do you see that? Hoping you can see that. No. It's coming down. Oh, you probably missed it because I couldn't get my stuff together. I'm gonna let that keep moving down. I like to sit it up in something, so I'm gonna set it aside here. And I definitely recommend getting an actual blunt tip needle. I think I had gotten like a plastic one from someone with like a plastic needle, which I guess is safer. Like this isn't gonna stab you. I guess with enough force it would get through your skin, but like it's not gonna stab you. But if you're worried, you can get a plastic one. They just fill much more slowly than this because this has like, it's a giant needle. Anyway, always cap your needle, don't stab yourself. Oh, and another accessory while we're still waiting for that. Get yourself a bulb syringe to clean your pens. If you're gonna use fountain pens, this is the easiest way to clean them. You can just like shoot the water through the feed with gentle pressure and clean your pens easily. So these are handy, but let's see if this one's writing now. All right, there we go. Sailor. See, this is a blue gray, the Old Man Winter one. Sailor, Prophet, Junior, in a medium fine. It's still pretty fine. Hello, those are my pens and my inks. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found it helpful. If you have any questions, let me know. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye everyone.